Harley Davidson Lowrider ST. Roll that intro. Welcome back, everybody. Now we know the Harley Davidson Lowrider ST has been announced. I waited a little bit to do this video to see everybody's initial reactions, watch some videos, read some feedback, and overall, exactly like we thought, split right down the middle. Some people think it's hideous, others love it. What do you think? First impressions when you first saw it. I wasn't sure. I looked at it and I was like, I don't know. But as I've taken more looks at it from the angles, I like it. You know, they captured that FXRT styling, made sure they kept that in play. And you know, a lot of people, I don't know if they were doing it to be funny or just get the comments going, but said it looks like the Challenger fairing, which that's kind of funny, but I think the bike overall, this guy's got a lot of tools in that little Chevy S10. The bike overall, the styling looks really good. And as far as the function, let's talk about who's this bike for. Obviously, it's a Softail right there with the Heritage, and it replaced the Sports Glide, which was discontinued. And if you guys saw my video on the Sport Glide, I thought it rode really well. It had the 107, it had the bags. They were small, but it was a tweener. The fairing, I wasn't quite sure what the purpose was, but it had a look. Now the Lowrider ST, the fairing is supposed to have a lot of function, not only just to block the wind, but it has these 3 vents that are in the fairing to help it with the aerodynamics and the buffeting and all that good stuff. So I think they call it slide stream or slipstream vents. I don't know, something like that. But it also kind of looks like the aftermarket Memphis Shades fairings that people have been putting on their bikes. And it's definitely apparent that the king of the bagger styling has spilled over into a consumer product. And that's a good thing, because now we're getting a mini performance bagger with a 117. It's the biggest engine you can get stock from Harley. So the performance is there out of the box, which is what a lot of people used to complain about all the time with Harley. So they've remedied that and included the 117. You have the detachable hard sport bags, or panniers, or saddlebags, whatever you want to call them. They're not the most functional. They're small, I think like 53 liters. But you know, for overnight or day trip, it's perfect. If you were going to go overnight, I think you'd have to add a sissy bar and a pillion seat and get a nice sissy bar bag to fill that out for longer trips. But whoever's buying that bike is more probably the overnight or the day trip, and it's perfect. Let's talk about some of the specs. It's a little heavier than I thought it was going to be. 741 pounds with all the fluids, so it's not light. It's under the Road King, but you know, it's right there with the Heritage. So you know, somebody who's not into fat bobs or fat boys or the Sportster, and they don't want to go Road Glide or Street Glide or Ultra with the money, this is a real nice option in the middle for them before they, you know, they can either step up or they don't have to step into a big touring bike and the price that comes with it. So it's definitely a specific niche, and the lowrider has a big following. So now you have a lowrider which basically with performance and the fairing that a lot of those lowrider owners were putting on anyway from Memphis Shades. The saddlebags are up a few inches higher, so you have more lean angle and you don't have to worry about dragging them. And out of the box, I mean, once you buy this bike, the only thing you really, quote, want to do with it is probably change the exhaust and maybe the handlebars. So there's not a whole lot that needs to be done. You have two colors, vivid black, gunship gray, $21,750 for the black, $22,199 for the gray. What do you think about the price? You think it's fair for everything that you get? Obviously ABS, LEDs all around except for the turn signals, which I don't get. I mean, what are we talking? 15-20 bucks? They could have put LEDs all around on these, but I don't know what the deal is with the incandescents. Small nitpick on that one, but roundabout oil. But yeah, ABS, dual disc in the front, single disc in the back, the Michelin Scorcher tires. So I mean, this thing out of the box is a performance machine for sure. So what do you guys think about the price for that, what you get? No ride modes. It does have a little small instrument cluster tucked away in the fairing, which is cool. The basic, you know, odometer, tachometer, cruise control, which is very nice. So it's a fairly decent featured bike. No infotainment, no GPS. Harley does have that accessory Rockford Fosgate audio add-on that slips right into the fairing. Not sure what that costs, but I mean, let's face it, most people today are putting their phone on their handlebars and their Bluetooth and their music to their headset and their GPS. So if you're buying the bike, you're not buying it for the infotainment. So you have a basic performance bagger that you can rip the bags off of and rip around town, or throw the bags on, go for a long day trip or an overnight, and you're set. So let's take a look at the ST and see what we think. So these are supposed to hit the dealers in March of 2022, so real soon. Haven't seen any around yet. I know some select dealers have them, and they were taking orders for them. So I think overall it's a pretty fair price for getting a 117 and everything else that comes with it. I really want to ride it. I like the Sport Glide, so I can imagine, you know, it's basically a Sport Glide with a 117. How could you not like it? And a cooler fairing. One thing I can't wait to see, though, is what people do with it in the aftermarket as far as customizing that fairing. There's going to be a lot of really nice paint jobs, pinstriping, wraps, all that. If I was to buy one, I'd probably buy the black one now and then probably do some custom work to it as far as paint or wrapping or something like that. Just to make it different. How about the bronze accents on the wheels? 19-inch front, 16-inch back. I think that looks pretty awesome. Nice touch by Harley there. So that's a win. And they kind of just listened to the customers and mimicked what customers were already doing and included the 117. So let's talk about Harley as the company. I think is moving in a really good direction for them. You know, the old antiquated Sportster platform is now the Sportster S with the Revolution Max. I've ridden that bike. Really great little performance bike, a lot of fun. They are, I believe, selling well from last I saw. Pan America, what a home run that bike was. I mean, they just did everything right with that. And I'm pretty sure they're working on a smaller mid-size range for that, so that's smart too. And we all know what's coming is a bagger with a Revolution Max liquid cooled motor, and I think that's going to be a home run. So the King of the Baggers race spurred a lot of engineering on, a lot of performance, and listening to the customer actually is putting Harley in a really good position moving forward. They're probably in a more favorable position than they've been in a long time, what they're doing with product development and bikes they're bringing to market and actually having stock with performance upgrades. Even the suspension on the Lowrider ST is Showa inverted front forks. Finally! Yay, finally! So you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars on Öhlins or Legends. Not that you have to, but there's a lot of junky parts in that suspension, unfortunately. So now you actually feel like you're getting a lot more value for your spend. For me, that is a huge difference maker. So leave it in the comments below. What do you guys think about the Harley Davidson Lowrider ST? Would you buy it? If you did, what color? And what's your favorite part about that bike? Do you hate the fairing? Do you like it? Do you think the 117 is an awesome fit for that machine? 125 pound of torque, belt drive, pretty awesome. And it has a 5-gallon gas tank, so it'll hit the miles. I believe they said 47 miles per gallon, which is pretty good. So, you know, if you don't want to go big like a big touring bike, or the Road King's a little too heavy, Lowrider ST, if you don't like the look of the Heritage with the old windshield and you like that fairing, it's a real nice option. I would lean toward it, but I want to ride it. So hopefully demo days will be coming back around and we can take that for a ride and see what it's all about. Alright guys, that's my take on the Harley Davidson 2022 Lowrider ST. Thanks for watching, and don't forget,
I am Anonymous Biker USA.